On the internet, it's common to bandwagon hate on stuff, especially these days. In the gaming community, what we bandwagon on is hating on Epic, and I used to as well. But recently, I've been asking myself, is it really justified? I mean, they give out free games and do major sales for major games pretty often, so I went headfirst in it all, and this is what I found. First, we have to ask ourselves, why do people hate Epic in the first place? And after some heavy research of going on different Reddit forums, I have come to the conclusion that Epic isn't too bad, but it's not that great. The most common reasons people dislike Epic are as follows. Number 1, it's another launcher and they want one place where all their games are. It's slightly inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world that you have to click another program to access a couple different games, is it? Number 2, it's missing too many features. A valid issue, but it's important to remember that it's only been around for less than 2 years, and Steam had nowhere close to the same amount of features when it was released. New features are added fairly frequently, although I doubt we're ever going to get profiles like we have on Steam. Although, do we really need that out of a platform? Epic is trying to become a platform for gaming and not really for social media like Steam is. Number 3, Tencent and China are stealing users' data. After looking at different articles, Epic's EULA and privacy policy, and what Tim Sweeney says himself online, I've come to the conclusion that Epic does not give any information to Tencent nor the Chinese government unless they are blatantly lying to us. But at that point, me saying that they do steal our data would be talking out of my ass. There is no evidence that they send any data towards Chinese servers about users' information, and this whole argument seems to have come from a rumor off of Reddit. Tencent having much control of what happens to Epic is unlikely, as they aren't a majority stockholder. Tim Sweeney is. Tencent owns about 40% in stocks and has 2 representatives on Epic's board of directors. This is about all the information that is known publicly, and it seems Tencent only has financial interest in Epic, but again, I'm not the CEO of Tencent, so I don't know what their interests are in Epic and if they are doing anything. But anyone claiming they are without any substantial evidence is just being a Redditor. Number 4, Epic is hurting the gaming community. Now this argument is probably the most interesting, as we have to ask ourselves, is Epic doing good for the gaming community? Epic is most criticized for their exclusives, where they buy a game before it launches on Steam and then makes it solely on their platform for 6 months towards a year, which is anti-consumer. And here is the root of the hate Epic receives today. Epic is hurting we, the consumers, in favor of creating an artificial monopoly. Steam has been at the top for over a decade now, and it was only since 2017 we started seeing more and more competition, and more publishers creating their own platform for games released under their name. Epic is easily the biggest of all platforms that have tried to rival Steam, and the only real one with a chance of coming close to Steam's level. Instead of making a good platform that is better than Steam and more pro-consumer to increase competition, they went with the route of locking content to that platform to force fans of those games to use their platform as well, which only hurts us, the consumers. So what does Epic do well? Well, they give out free games pretty often, and they make it very well known to everyone they give out free games. And the free games aren't trash that you've never heard about. I mean, they just gave out GTA 5 and Civ 6 for free. Secondly, Epic does really good sales often, good deals for good games, as well as that if a game you purchase goes on sale not too long after the purchase, Epic will cover the difference if you request so. Steam will just refund you fully and leave it to you to buy it again. And if the money doesn't transfer fast enough back to your bank account, then you're out of luck. And lastly, Epic doesn't have as much garbage as Steam does. Steam has more games, which is cool, but Steam really has no quality control when it comes to what releases on their platform. That's why there are thousands of hentai puzzle games which were made with stolen assets. On Epic, if I see a game, I know that it's just because I don't personally care for it, and not because it's literal trash like a lot of games are on Steam. As well, Steam is more than just a storefront now. Primarily, yes, but it's really a social media website. Epic is purely a storefront, and a pretty polished one with that. Epic is a lot better on the eyes than Steam is, although that's my personal opinion, and on Epic, I don't see literal garbage clogging up the storefront. But to sum it up overall, I personally feel like Epic is hated on more than what's actually deserved. The worst thing they do is exclusives, which is scummy, but at least you have to download another program instead of buying a new console to play one game you're interested in. On top of that, if you really don't want to support Epic, I'm pretty sure most of their exclusives are timed for half a year towards 1 year. So you can wait until it releases on Steam, but I understand that it sucks. So what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with my points? And what do you guys personally think of Epic as a platform? Leave it below in the comments. I hope we can start some friendly discussion. Anyways, all I hope from Epic is them seizing their anti-consumer practices in favor of something beneficial to consumers and create some competition for Steam.